Officers on foot chased them through backyards and down sidewalks. The subject wasn't on the lamb, they were on the ham. It was a piglet. The piglet, named Pickles, was eventually captured and returned to their mother. Story number 2, Dateline, Mount Vernon, Virginia. Preserving cherries after a harvest is a good way to make your food last. The other day, some bottles of cherries that had been sealed up for later use were found at an estate in Virginia. Even though those cherries appear to be in perfect condition, you probably don't want to eat them. They're 250 years old. The cherries were found in some storage pits on the grounds of the home of George Washington. They were uncovered during some restoration work on the mansion. And story number 3, Dateline, Stafford, California. Ginger Hislop was just awarded her master's degree. In her cap and gown, she looked like all the other graduates at this year's ceremony, but she is different in one way. Ginger is 105 years old. Ginger had completed all of her classes back in the 1940s, except her final thesis, when her boyfriend was called up during World War II. Well, they got married, and her master's was put on hold for 80 years, until now. This has been Stranger Than Fiction. Tune in next week, more real news stories so unbelievable they have to be true.
That is a long time to wait, but we don't have to wait for sunshine much longer.
No, we don't. We actually had some heat yesterday, which I think you like, being from Texas.
It was nice. I was closer towards, the Bellingham area and stuff like that. Just took a stroll outside, just really took it all in. It's finally here.
Yeah, and if you are near the water, boy, you really like that breeze because it cools it down just a little bit. And as you see, that marine front effect is what we're going to have develop over the next couple of days. If you're looking at Saturday and Sunday, this is the drier one of the two. Good for the summer solstice parade that's going to be in Fremont today. You want to make sure any paint you have is always waterproof. So tomorrow we have some more clouds that are rolling in with the chance of showers in some areas as well, and those temperatures backing down into the upper 60s, low 70s at best, a bit more comfortable for sleeping weather as well. You don't have to turn on the industrial fan, as it is going to be a nice start to summer.
Yeah, so many people excited. Lots of activities.
Yep, we'll see you back at 8.
welcome. I'm your host Aditi Singh and you're tuned in to My India. In his first international visit after securing a third consecutive term, Prime Minister Narendra Modi attended the G7 summit in Puglia, Italy. And during this summit, Prime Minister Modi engaged in discussions on a range of topics with the leaders of G7 nations and other attendees. And these discussions focused on strengthening India's strategic partnerships and exploring mutual interests.
In the vibrant atmosphere of a bustling summit hall adorned with flags of the world's foremost economies, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi emerged as a beacon of confidence and determination, capturing the spotlight at the G7 summit in Italy's picturesque Apulia region. Cameras captured a defining moment as Prime Minister Modi took center stage, underscoring India's pivotal global role. A highlight of the event was the Italian Prime Minister's adoption of the Namaste gesture, a sincere tribute showcasing respect for India's rich cultural heritage. This gesture, along with other events, underscored the widespread acknowledgement of India's substantial global influence at the summit. Invited as an outreach country by Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, India actively engaged in discussions with world leaders. Prime Minister Modi played a crucial role in sessions on artificial intelligence, energy, Africa, and the Mediterranean. The world now recognizes India as a prominent country that can be counted on as a stabilizing factor. India holds a key position in the global south.
India is a prominent country. It's among the most important countries of the world. It's a huge democracy, so everybody counts on India as a stabilizing factor. You have an important position in the global south. You are pledging towards a multipolar world.
Prime Minister Modi underscored India's dedication to advocating for the interests of global south nations amidst current global uncertainties and tensions. He engaged in substantial talks with French President Emmanuel Macron, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, US President Joe Biden, UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, and other world leaders. In his meeting with President Zelensky, Prime Minister Modi reiterated India's commitment to supporting a peaceful resolution to the conflict through dialogue and diplomacy. India's participation at the G7 summit is also significant in the context of its recent presidency of the G20, where it played a leading role in building global consensus on several contentious issues.
India has been selected as a partner for the G7 summit. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, India is the only Asian country to be selected as a partner. So it is an opportunity also to speak on some of the issues which are very important to the global south.
The world is today in a very difficult phase. There are impacts of the pandemic, the Russia-Ukraine war, and then the Israel-Hamas war. All these have the larger impact on the global south, on the world, especially the developing countries. So India is the voice of the global south. India brings a voice of sanity. When India says that there should be a dialogue, diplomacy, and for peace, and that this is not an era of war. Now that is something, that is a message that goes through.
At the summit, Prime Minister Modi emphasized India's proactive stance in international diplomacy, aiming to tackle global challenges and advance peace and prosperity worldwide. During his engagements, Prime Minister Modi also met with Pope Francis, extending a formal invitation for the Pope to visit India. These interactions underscore India's comprehensive diplomatic approach, focusing on building strategic partnerships and fostering dialogue among different faiths to enhance international cooperation.
era marked by innovation, infrastructure development is witnessing numerous advancements that are aimed at enhancing both style and durability. Globally, three-dimensional or constructional technology is being used to create elegant infrastructure projects. And India too is gradually embracing 3D printing in the construction of its infrastructure. So let's delve into the details.
This structure may appear ordinary at first glance, but what distinguishes it is that it was not built by human laborers. Instead, by robot-employed 3D printing technology. This single-story 600 square foot building comprises a bedroom, kitchen, and living room. Completed in 2021, it stands as India's inaugural 3D printed house, crafted by Tavasta Manufacturing Solutions, a venture established by 3 graduates from IIT Madras. The company's objective is to tackle the productivity and sustainability challenges prevailing in the construction sector.
In our country, construction industry is one field where automation and innovation is been lacking for quite some time. And this 3D printing is a technology which has come to fill in this gap. 3D printing, by the technology, it is quite different from the conventional methodology of construction. It is going to ease out the time, it is going to ease out the labor and the efforts what is being put in by the construction workers and the team. It is going to ease out all these things, and it is slowly going to emerge as a new trend, a new technology in this field of construction.
3D printing reduces project timelines by approximately 70% compared to conventional methods. Additionally, it unleashes vast design possibilities, enabling machinery to create intricate artisanal patterns and sculptures. With the Indian government emphasizing infrastructure development, the adoption of 3D printing is anticipated to be revolutionary. This technology holds particular promise for the real estate sector, given the escalating demand for accommodations in urban and suburban regions. Not only does 3D printing cut down on labor costs, it also minimizes material waste and construction time.
Our main focus is on digitizing the construction process. So what we do in Twista, so we design and manufacture machines in our company. We developed our own material, and we engineer our own material. We develop our own software which drives the entire process of construction and which acts as a bridge between the machine and the material. Ideally, we are the only company in the world as a startup to give a one-stop solution for this industry at a single, under a single roof.
The introduction of 3D printing technology in infrastructure construction presents a significant advantage for India's burgeoning real estate sector. Now, this industry is experiencing a rapid expansion that is fueled by urbanization, infrastructure development, and escalating investments in both residential and commercial projects. So let's delve deeper into the growth trajectory of the realty sector in India.
Rapid infrastructural development, rising disposable income, and an expanding middle class have all played pivotal roles in propelling the growth of the real estate sector in India. According to the India Brand Equity Foundation, the real estate sector in India is projected to reach a market size of $1 trillion USD by 2030, a significant increase from $200 billion USD in 2021. Furthermore, it is expected to contribute 13% to the country's GDP by 2025. Retail, hospitality, and commercial real estate segments are also experiencing substantial growth, catering to India's evolving infrastructure requirements.
आज बहुत देश विदेश से सब लोग यहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट करना चाह रहे हैं। जो मेक इन इंडिया का कैंपेन शुरू हुआ, बहुत सी ऐसी अच्छी स्कीम्स आई, बहुत से ऐसे अच्छे इनिशिएटिव्स आए गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा, जिसकी वजह से आज बहुत से NRIs, बहुत से इंडियंस आज इन्वेस्ट करना चाहते हैं. दे सी प्रॉपर्टी एज द सेफेस्ट सेगमेंट, एंड आई थिंक दैट इज़ द प्राइमरी रीज़न जिसकी वजह से ये आज बूम आया है. एंड दिस बूम इज नॉट टेम्परेरी, ये आगे कई वर्षों तक चलता चला जाएगा।
The approval of the Real Estate Investment Trust platform by the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, is big news for India's real estate industry. It brings a whopping $19.65 billion opportunity, boosted by schemes like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. With pros now running the show and more transparency thanks to foreign direct investment, things look up. To maintain livable cities, we must innovate and comply with global regulations. Indian real estate, adapting to these shifts, will boost the economy and better serve people's needs.
Milk, for many, is a delightful sip of satisfaction and a presumed nutritional powerhouse. India leads the world in milk production with a per capita availability of 459 grams per day, which is far above the global average. Celebrating this achievement, India observes a World Milk Day to highlight dairy's crucial role in global nutrition. So join us as we explore the growth of the Indian milk industry and the key factors behind its rapid expansion.
Milk is more than just a drink in India. It's a timeless staple enjoyed hot or cold, in all seasons. As the country's favorite refreshment and source of nourishment, milk is cherished nationwide. From small-scale producers to large dairy cooperatives, the Indian milk industry has become the largest and best in the world. To highlight milk's nutritional benefits and promote dairy products, India recently celebrated World Milk Day. Various campaigns and free milk distribution across the country raised awareness about the importance of milk in a balanced diet. Supporting this vast industry is an ecosystem that brings milk to our doorsteps. Meet Ankit Reddu, who returned to his hometown of Jind in Haryana after completing his higher education in London. Embracing his family legacy and entrepreneurial spirit, Ankit joined his father as the second-generation leader of Lakshya Food, a private FMCG company.
I myself introduced some new distribution channels in our company. Earlier our distribution network used to be like we used to give to one central distributor per city. Now we have changed the distribution to retailers.
The young CEO has prioritized profitability and aims to create more job opportunities through innovative methods used to enhance milk production in the country. Many individuals like him have revolutionized the operational landscape of the Indian milk industry, leading to its current status as one of the best in the world. Formerly a milk-deficient country that produced a little over 55 million tons of milk during a fiscal year in the 1990s, India is now responsible for 25% of global milk production. Multiple factors, including innovation, robust research, technological advancements, and government support, have enabled India to optimize its milk production.
जो 200 लीटर से स्थापित गई जो हमारी सुमूल आज हर रोज का 22 लाख लीटर उड़ा रहा है, उनका लाभ जिस तरह सूरत और तापी जिले के खास करके जो ट्राइबल आदिवासी समाज के जो लोग हैं 2.5 लाख महिलाएं हमारे साथ जुड़ी हुई है और उनका अच्छा प्रभाव होने के कारण अब हम महाराष्ट्र में कोल्हापुर तक गोवा तक हम दूध वहाँ पे संपादन कर रहे हैं.
The government, cooperative societies, and milk processing units in the country are encouraging dairy farmers by providing easy loans, high milk-producing cow breeds, and other technical assistance.
जिला उद्योग से मेरा सब्सिडी वाला लोन लिया है 35% वाला सब्सिडी वाला, उसके साथ सुमूल डेयरी का मैंने वो दूध गंगा लोन भी लिया जो 0% से सुमूल डेयरी से मिला है, उससे मेरे को बहुत अच्छा प्रॉफिट मिला है.
While the dairy industry is traditionally male-dominated, a recent report suggests substantial female involvement, with 35% of women participating in dairy cooperatives. Now, this participation has complemented the earnings of rural women and empowered them to support their families.
Shakuntala Ben, a small dairy farmer in Surat, Gujarat, is a living example of the empowerment of women in India's dairy industry. With 6 cattle, Shakuntala has successfully established her business and is contributing to the growth of India's milk industry. Shakuntala, along with millions of others like her, has been instrumental in the success of India's dairy sector by selling the milk they obtain from their animals.
मेरा पति गुजर गया और मेरे पास कोई और ये रास्ता नहीं था कोई काम करने के लिए, तो मैंने सुमूल डेयरी से एक गाय लिया और वो गाय 1 से 4 हो गई और इससे मेरा गुजारा अच्छे से चल रहा है.
In the fiscal year 2022 to 2023, India's milk production increased by 4%, reaching 230.58 million tons. Over the past 9 years, milk production in India surged by 58%. This growth is the result of significant government efforts and the ambitions of individuals and industry players. The cooperation and competition among various stakeholders, along with effective central policies, have propelled India to its current status as one of the best in the global dairy market.
are many underprivileged children in parts of India who face significant challenges in accessing quality education and sports training. And while the government has various programs in place to support these children, individual efforts also play a crucial role in helping them realize their potential. And today we shine a light on these unsung heroes, dedicated individuals and organizations who are tirelessly working to provide these children with opportunities to excel in education, sports and other extracurricular activities.
Nestled within the historic confines near Old Delhi's iconic Red Fort lies a serene Hindu temple. Tucked away from the bustling streets, this temple compound houses more than just spiritual solace. It shelters an educational center called Tansingh Ki Pashala, Tansingh School. This center serves as a beacon of hope and enlightenment for the underprivileged children residing in the adjacent slums. The school was established in 2015 by Tansingh, a police officer with the desire to uplift the marginalized. Launched with just 4 children, the center now nurtures over 100 children.
105 बच्चे इस पाठशाला में, हर एक बच्चे के अंदर एक उम्मीद है, हर एक बच्चा वो करना चाहता है जो कोई सोच भी नहीं सकता। मैं अपने दिल से बोल रहा हूँ कि मैंने इन बच्चों के लिए सब कुछ न्योछावर कर दिया। नौकरी में अगर कोई कंप्रोमाइज़ नहीं, कोई छुट्टी नहीं करता, कोई कुछ नहीं करता, क्योंकि मुझे मेरे माँ बाप, मेरे बच्चे, फैमिली बोलते हैं, मैंने कहा उनसे भी मैं कर लूँगा, पर इन बच्चों ने जो सपने देखे ना, वो सपनों को टूटने नहीं दूंगा मैं। बस मेरा यही एक सपना है।
Tansingh's program, born from his childhood struggles, has earned praise from Delhi police forces and the local community. Furthermore, a group of Delhi University girls now volunteer at Tansingh School, finding fulfillment in providing free education to children from families dependent on daily wage laborers. In addition to academics and sports, the children at Tansingh School are imbibing essential values, shaping them into compassionate individuals.
मेरे पापा नहीं हैं और मेरी मम्मी हैं, वो लेबर का काम करते हैं। जब मैं उनको देखती हूँ तो मुझे बहुत बुरा लगता है और मैं सोचती हूँ कि मैं बड़े होकर एक अच्छी जॉब करूँगी और मैं अपनी मम्मी को अच्छे सुख दूँगी जो उन्हें कभी नहीं मिले।
Now shifting our focus to another inspiring figure, we encounter a commendable individual dedicated to transforming lives through gymnastics training for the underprivileged children. Settled in Jaipur, Manu Kamboj, who is a recipient of National Youth Award in India, is committed to nurturing his students to national and international standards in sports.
These economically disadvantaged children and adolescents in Jaipur city are immersed in a rigorous gymnastics training program at a sports academy, striving to excel. Guided by Manu Kamboj, a highly educated and nationally certified coach, they work to improve their skills and achieve success. Manu, a recipient of the National Youth Award, is dedicated to uplifting marginalized individuals who are now showcasing remarkable performances nationwide.
बहुत से बच्चे ऐसे हैं जिनके पिताजी सब्जी का ठेला चलाते हैं, बहुत से बच्चे ऐसे हैं कि किसी के फादर तो ऑटो रिक्शा चलाते हैं, या फिर बहुत से अलग अलग डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड से बच्चे हैं, पर सबका एम एक ही है कि उनको स्पोर्ट्स के लिए कुछ अच्छा करना है। जो मैंने कठिनाइयाँ झेली है वो बाकी लोगों को नहीं झेलनी पड़े कठिनाई, तो उसके लिए ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा युवाओं को कितना प्रेरित कर सकता हूँ उसके लिए मैं पूरा प्रयास करता हूँ और भगवान ने चाहा तो हमेशा ये प्रयास करता रहूँगा।
Manu operates the youth club, Yuva Sati Sangthan, extending support to hundreds of children from underprivileged backgrounds, offering opportunities for growth in cultural, sports, and youth development. Through his initiatives, he aims to empower underprivileged children, providing them with a sense of belonging and purpose. In doing so, Manu not only changes many lives, but also inspires hope and opportunity for a brighter future.
Together, these heroes illuminate paths to brighter futures for underprivileged children across India's urban centers. And that's all we have for today's show for you, but we will see you next week at the same time. Till then, goodbye and take care.
Portions of Seattle Refined are sponsored by Princess Cruises. Today on Refined, cruising in style to Alaska.
We don't believe in just waiting for those different ports of call to really experience all the wonders that Alaska has to offer.
We take you on board one of the most impressive cruise ships in Seattle. Then, grab a mug and cheers, where you can experience a Viking-inspired mead hall. And in today's Gardening with Gard, how to spice up your garden with ingredients in your kitchen. Seattle Refined starts now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson.